Doing great.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Bozard Ford studio for the St. Johns County show that's on in the morning. You should have seen the rat race we just saw. It was amazing.
That was impressive, Blake.
I didn't know he could jump.
I know. It's so high.
I can jump.
That was impressive.
We have St. Johns County Sheriff Rob Hardwick joining us in the studio. We will get to that amazing interview and more, but first we want to thank Bozard Ford. Since 1949, Bozard Ford Lincoln has been more than just a dealership. It's a local legacy built on trust, family values, and a commitment to doing things the right way. Proudly serving St. Augustine and beyond for over 75 years, Bozard offers award-winning service, unbeatable selection, and a state-of-the-art facility with 91 climate-controlled service bays, a quick lane for no appointment-needed maintenance, and even Ford's Garage restaurant right there on site. Recognized with the Triple Crown Award and President's Award, Bozard Ford Lincoln is where hometown service meets national excellence. Great pricing, friendly faces, and a better buying experience are just off I-95 and State Road 16. Bozard Ford Lincoln, they are driven to inspire. Also, a big shout out to all of our amazing sponsors. We have Fidus Roofing, Old Town Trolley, Bin 39 Wine Bar, B&S Signs, Chiba Hut Toasted Subs, St. Augie's Pizza, Chris Lucero Bail Bonds, and St. Augustine Handy Houses. You can support all of our wonderful sponsors and support us with your likes, comments, and shares. You can find us on YouTube and help us reach our goal of 2,000 subscribers. You can also find us on Rumble, so follow us there as well. Facebook stars are a fantastic way that you can support us. We love them. The app is back in the Apple App Store, so download it today. Good morning, fellas.
Hey, happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
Whew.
Half the show's over with, for goodness sakes, with all your sponsors. That's impressive. Yeah. And those are all people that basically supported our campaign for the most part.
Yeah.
Yep.
And me as sheriff, it's pretty impressive. That's a great, this is the Bozard Ford studio now.
Yeah.
Bozard Ford studio.
We've gone big time.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
We've gone big time. Not we. It's you. Me today. I got a mouse in my pocket. Yeah. My apologies.
It doesn't happen without the sheriff.
That's true.
Well, I am your closest neighbor.
You are.
Besides Mike, of course, he's upstairs or downstairs, wherever he's at today.
And he's on today, too.
Oh, is he really?
He's on the evening show.
Okay, outstanding.
He's
all right.
coming out of retirement today on the evening show for one show.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Will he be in the Bozard Ford studio?
Yes.
He will.
So this is the permanent name of the studio.
This is it for our morning show and the evening show. It is the Bozard Ford studio.
Outstanding. And I see Mr. Rummerell's back.
Yes.
Yeah. He's a great guy, by the way. You did a good job. Yeah, he's a character too, by the way. This is medicinal for him. So I'm glad y'all have him on the show. We're doing his own show, of course.
Yeah, we have Land Title doing their own show and doing
outstanding. Proud of y'all.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we got some fun stuff.
Yeah, no punches on the previous guy named Pete, but the lobby's like clean coming in. I used to like walking over like obstacles in the morning, which is not ADA compliant.
He had half his Florida Man stuff out front.
Yeah.
So this
was the warehouse for Florida Man.
Yeah, but the trash was overflowing. I mean, there's other things too.
That wasn't trash.
That's not trash.
That was Florida
Roger
Man
that.
games.
Okay, I don't know how you stored it. I didn't know we stored it in recycling bins.
Sometimes, just like in Florida, the trash gets confused for.
Very nice. Very nice. Good. Okay. Yeah. Very good.
But to be fair though, don't go in Studio B. That is kind of a mess right now.
Yeah, Studio.
Blake, what is that behind you, by the way? Go back to where.
That's
airplane.
No, that's Detective Frank Drebin.
That's Drebin, but he was an airplane too.
He was an airplane. Yeah, before your time, young man.
Yeah.
I am serious, and don't call me Sheriff.
Yeah. Hospital. What is it?
Yes, it's a large place. It houses people that are sick and injured. That's besides the point right now.
Well, that's not important.
I'll listen to you. Okay, Blake, does those sound familiar to you?
Yes, it does. I have seen Airplane before. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Just making sure.
Pick the best.
My sons did too. They're about the same age as you, as you know.
Airplane's a PG-13 movie.
Not anymore. Wouldn't be anymore.
It is PG-13. 80s PG-13.
That was legit PG.
R.
I have to read it's R now.
It only had one booby scene. When they were all panicking and she runs in front and goes,
oh my word.
Because at my age when I saw Airplane, I had to rewind.
16 Candles is rated PG-13. And
that's
there's full frontal nudity.
Yeah. That's kind of funny. I never thought about it like that before.
I completely forgot about that scene. And we were setting up my daughter's 16th birthday, and she was like out running errands. The little kids are gone. So we put on 16 Candles because, like, of course, it's 16th birthday. We're about to host it. And she comes in and she's like, "What's this?" And my husband's like, "We should turn this off." And I was like, "Oh, no, it'll be fine." Totally forgot about the shower scene. It's PG-13.
That's interesting. It's funny. Some of those movies back then, we still use some verbiage and some sayings out of those movies to this day. It's pretty cool. Just a real quick story. So, of course, in Troy, you know my boys very well, but we stuck on Soul Plane, by the way, one time, just another fun, comical movie. And there was words my kids had no clue what it even were until they watched like the first 20 minutes. Like, shut it off, hurry, shut it off, shut it off. Yeah,
yeah.
Awesome, y'all doing good. Proud of y'all.
Yeah. No, well, we appreciate you coming in. We missed you last month.
We
Well, I was
did.
supposed to have my partner, with me today, Kendall, but she had a Teams meeting this morning with, as you know, she got promoted to director of nursing. So,
Partner / boss.
but the undersheriff, the undersheriff, yeah, she's an amazing woman, as you all know. But she this morning, I said, you're on the show with me. She goes, it's not on my counter. I was like, well, it's on mine that you have access to. Yeah, but that didn't go over well.
I bet not.
We'll get her in on her own because she's coming, getting kind of to that finish line on the Diamonds. Diamonds and Dreams. So we're real excited about that.
Yeah, we go to RFQ next week.
Yeah,
we're RFQ next week for our.
Cool.
I say it wrong, this, Troy, but like the contractor, the general contractor. There you go.
Yeah.
So RFQ next week, and then by August 15th, with the interviews and all that good stuff, we will have a not just a Diamond and Dreams, but the entire PAL complex. The money we got from the governor 2 years ago. The almost $6 million, and then of course Kendall's just under $3 million. We will go forward with the. We're hoping to actually physically stick the shovel in the ground. First Lady DeSantis and the governor just gave us $250,000 in appropriation to Kendall, so we are up and running and super excited. So as you know, you're part of this too as well, Troy. So we're super excited.
No, that's awesome, and what you guys have been able to pull off in such a short amount of time. I mean, and I know it sounds like it's a long time because it's 3 years.
Yeah, I know.
But some of these projects,
you get it.
I mean, some of these projects take 10, 15 years to get to where they're at.
Yeah.
And
super
so,
proud of her. She really stepped into this, and the county's been good to her. The 5 commissioners, of course, and our county administrator, Jory Andrews, and, gave her that ARPA money that was going to go away, by the way. It was going to disappear if they didn't use it before December of last year, and Kendall had a project ready to go. So, we are well on our way. The dirt is spread, so we got phase 1 done. The dirt is spread, and we are well on our way. So, super excited. Yeah.
So cool.
Well, we got to do some stuff here. We got to do question of the day.
Yeah. Okay.
We haven't even hit question of the day yet.
All right.
Because this is, informative for everyone out there. Board game you are best at as a child. Not the one you necessarily played the most, but you are best at. Because the game I choose was the one I was so good at no one wanted to play. My house.
Okay.
So that became trivia when I was in college because I was trivia dork and nobody would play any trivia game with me. But as a kid, probably Clue or Sorry.
Yeah.
It was one of those, Clue or Sorry. Those were always the ones I wanted to play because I was pretty good at those. So
don't take this the wrong way. So this is going to come out wrong, but I was good at Operation. And back then I didn't shake. I mean, now I shake, but I was so steady back then. I had it together, That was before my drinking days, but before I grew up. But anyway, so the Operation game I had down to a science, So
how did you get through it? I didn't have the nerves for it.
The little rubber
band around was that the knee or what was you were strapping the knee together, I think, right? With a rubber band?
Was it the knee or the hamstring?
You had all of them. Yeah, it was something with the hammy, I think.
Yeah.
Like that. And
the wishbone was always difficult. Remember the wishbone?
Wishbone and the rubber band were the two most challenging ones.
Yeah.
So hard.
I was good. I was good at it. Yeah.
The heart was easy because it had a little.
It had a little break in it.
Yeah,
that's right. Listen to you. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. But 9 times out of 10, the batteries were bad at our house.
That's probably why I was so good at it.
We couldn't
I didn't
play
think about it like that.
Was the rubber band? It was in the leg, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the
Side
ankle
to
bone
the-
connected to the knee bone.
Okay.
What's right above? Is that a cow?
The Charlie horse.
Charlie
I forgot about this. Look at this.
I knew the Adams. I was thinking Adams.
By the way, this was always hard too. The pencil and the all on the radius. That was always a hard one too.
I believe it was the Riot's cramp you might be thinking about.
That was yep. That was it. That was always a hard one too as well.
But you also had the flame bone. You also have the wishbone was in the chest.
Yeah.
And then you also have the Adam's apple.
And that's probably the one I was the worst at because I've kind of always had Michael J. Fox hands.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness.
Is it too soon?
That's a check in the hell box. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, I'm pretty sure he would have laughed.
So
or he would laugh right now.
Before you name your board game, I'm gonna laugh real quick. So we played this while I was up at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, when I was in a station there.
Yeah.
Well, during my drinking days, and that's when we thought that 100 proof was just normal, water.
Yeah.
Well, 80 proof thing there.
Yeah.
And we played that game in there. You want to talk about entertainment?
Yeah.
Thank God there was no cameras back then. Yeah.
Well, have you guys seen the life-size one of that?
No.
They have like a life-size one that you can rent out for parties and stuff. Like
really?
That. And you can go in with like big tongs.
How loud is that one?
Oh, it's
that's pretty cool, by the way.
It's got a big old light on it too. You know how his nose lit up, and it's like it almost has like a it's. Talk about a good fun party game. Play the life-size Operation.
I don't drink anymore. Remember, 14 years. I'm good. I'm sober now.
Yeah, but you would laugh at the people that were playing.
No, I'd probably get irritated.
You're killing it.
So you were playing that. You were playing that hammered. They put that in centers in my elementary school. So you've got like kids reading Dr. Seuss, and then you've got the kids in the corner like
Operating, yeah,
freaking out on us. Sorry,
Blake. What about you? What's your game?
It was a little bit between like Game of Life and Monopoly for me, but
Game of Life.
Yeah, but definitely, but it seems like very convenient that you're here because every time I play Monopoly, I always land on this.
Oh, yeah. But the good thing is, Blake, you have not gone there.
Yeah, fair enough.
What was your go-to thing for Monopoly?
What, the piece? I was the puppy dog.
Yeah.
I was the puppy dog.
I was always the car dreamer.
Yeah, I think mine was the car.
Same thing, Blake. Yeah, I was a dreamer.
I had an older sister, so it's whatever she gave me.
That tracks.
Touche.
Yeah. She got the dog.
Yeah.
I wanted the dog, but she got the dog.
Yeah.
And my game
Sorry to bring that up.
my game was Clue, and because I could crush some Clue.
Oh, yeah.
See, I could too.
That logical thing really made sense to me.
I love
that's true.
a murder mystery.
And my sister hated
Young.
it. My sister hated it, so that made me love it more.
We still have the Clue game that I grew up with in our house, and that's the one that
Professor
my
Plum
kids.
and
Yeah, that's the one that my
Scarlet.
kids learned, like the 80s.
That's
one.
what you put them in the envelope, right? You put everything in the
Yeah,
envelope.
you put everything in the envelope.
Yeah, you solve it in the end.
blindly pull
Yeah.
the weapon, the suspect, and the room, and you put it in the case file. And so, yeah.
When I was working homicide, I thought it was a genius, by the way, because I was beating my kids that were 6 and 9 at the time. I was like, yo, boom. Your dad's a detective. I'm good. Yeah.
And I just found this out this week, talking about board games. The game Candyland. The original Candyland.
I always liked that.
It was a woman who had polio
Yeah.
who invented it, and she invented it for kids with polio. And I don't know if Blake can pull it up this quick, but
I bet you can.
But the two kids that start at the beginning in the original game, the kid's wearing braces on his legs,
Oh, yeah?
and the whole goal is to get home. And that's what the game of Candyland
never
was
knew- I
about.
never knew
It was
that.
for kids. It was for kids to play in the hospital, and their goal is to get home.
Get home out of the hospital.
Out of the hospital, and that's how she created the game. So
That's pretty cool.
I just
Cool.
found that out. Like I think her last name was Abbott or something, like Eleanor Abbott or something.
And that's like the first board game I teach my kids.
Yeah.
Candyland.
But the new ones don't have the kid in the brace with the braces on it.
Weirdly, because we do representation everywhere else, and we
Yeah.
took representation.
Kind of interesting
out
why.
there.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is right there. He's got a brace
Oh,
on
yeah.
his right leg.
I don't know as I ever, of course, I mean, it wouldn't back then because nothing,
That's the way the board looked that I played, but I didn't think that was a brace.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Candyland.
Yeah. So, it doesn't look like that anymore. They've switched
No,
it
it's-
around.
Yeah.
That was the original one. So.
It's way crazy now. It's psychedelic. It's like Candyland now. When I bought it, I was like, what is this nonsense?
All right. Well, we can't. We got the sheriff here.
That was a good one, by the way. Yeah, that was a good question.
We're gonna.
No weather?
Weather's gonna be all right.
Quick check the weather. Brought to you by Ben 39.
There you go. Traffic.
Looks great.
Traffic report.
All right. And that's
All
not
right.
my old town trolley.
Let's go schools.
It is.
Let's go schools, I'm
500
telling
years
you.
of history.
Yeah.
Hop on, hop off. Old Town Charlie.
Yeah.
We got this.
All right. Hungry hippo. I'm going to be going back to the games all the entire time.
You got me thinking, by the way,
He's
too.
planning his weekend. That's why he asked this question.
Oh, I gotcha. Blake, we're sorry, buddy, but you're going to play games all weekend with Dad.
Board game marathon.
no, Maeve picks out all our games now. All right, well, Sheriff, thank you for coming in.
Thank you. Appreciate having me on.
I
Good seeing
appreciate
you.
you coming in. I know it's so far of a commute from you. Jumping across.
I got another new vehicle, for goodness sakes.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of funny.
What happened to the blackout vehicle? I
So
love
the
that
blacked
one.
out vehicle had mold in it. Had white and black spores of mold in the firewall, and it was from some type of drilling done where basically it was draining down into my car. Well, I hadn't been feeling good since around Christmas time in my car, and Kendall said the same thing. Of course, she attends a lot of
she
events
rides
with
in
me.
the car,
Yeah,
right?
she's in a lot of events with me. And then the straw about the camel's back is I drove down to Fort Myers for some meetings, and of course I get caught up on phone calls the whole time, so not really paying attention. And I was on 75. I took through Putnam and over to Ocala just to avoid I-4, and I just didn't feel good in the car. I had headaches and stuff going on. This is a couple months ago, and I called Kendall along the way. I said, I just don't feel good. I'm not a sick guy. I don't get sick very often. And she's like, just pull over, and get some fresh air kind of thing. So I went down to Fort Myers. I spoke the next 2 days and I felt good while I was there. And then I got back in the car to come back home, called on the phone again while I was on 75. I said, I almost feel like, something's going on. So I came back home. I had a meeting with the governor's office on her appropriations. We were just hustling. So back to Tallahassee, 3 hours up, 2 hours in a meeting, 3 hours back, didn't feel good. And then I came back for an event that night and picked her up and she's like, your car smells like cigarette smoke. I said, well, I can tell you now, I'm not smoking and no one rides with me.
Yeah.
And she didn't feel good in the car. So anyways, long story short, Bozard, of course,
kept building up.
It was just building up. Yeah. Bozard. And it was probably our fault during the install of the lights and sirens, because we add so many things to that, that are out of the factory. Anyways, Bozards, as you know, they're phenomenal. Crystal did us right, and they took the whole car apart and noticed that the entire floorboard below my feet and behind my seat were all just straight up just mold from being wet for so long. And again, it wasn't their error, but they took responsibility and helped us out. But anyways, they dropped the dashboard, and under the dashboard was legit black and white spores of mold. So anyway, luckily nothing, with me. And Kendall was a big thing.
It could have developed into something chronic.
Yeah, it could have too. And the smell was like, it was a fairly, I take care of my cars. I mean, they're spotless. And the car was fairly new. It only had like 20,000 miles on it. So I went in for a complete build over. In the meantime, I needed a car. So I've been in spares here and there. Of course, as you know, I do a lot of traffic stops. And then now,
you can't stop being out.
So the next thing, now I have a blacked out Chevy out there, just because it happened to be on the lot. And we have another partnership with Jack Hanania, like we do with, of course, Bo and Letty. So now I have a blacked out Chevy Tahoe. So the best part was this was my day 3 in the Chevy Tahoe. Yeah. So I'm coming to work this morning. I try to do a traffic stop or two throughout the day. And this guy in a Mercedes van, actually it's parked out front because I seized his tag, but he blows by me. I get behind him and I clock him at 68 and a 45, pull him over. And if you have a vehicle where the computer system will say seize tag if driver is owner. So sometimes you get up to the vehicle and it's like, hey, is this your vehicle? Yes, sir, it is. So right away you got to seize his tag so he can't drive. Suspended driver's license, 60s 8 and a 45. So of course, the sheriff pulled somebody over, so I get 4 backup units. Deputy Hero, Deputy Hero pulled up, of course, which is he's phenomenal, great kid. Pulled up, and we ended up seizing his tag. And I said, listen, I'll let you drive to the sheriff's office and park the van right here, but you can't go nowhere. You have to find a ride and figure it out. So he's like, I didn't know you guys had unmarked Chevy Tahoes. I'm like, we do. Yeah. We sure do.
Yeah. Turns out we do.
It's got 68 lights in it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a little too nice for me. I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of a little bit embarrassed to drive it, but a lot of people are like, sure, you're the sheriff. I said, I know I'm the sheriff.
You can leave it here. I'll drive it.
Have fun with it. Yeah.
You take the beast. I'll keep that one.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm in another new vehicle. I feel bad, but it is what it is. So the vehicle finally got fixed and it's back in our fleet now. But I had some bad memories in there.
No. It's a little. Yeah. It's a little scary because if you just kind of tried to fight through it, it could have been something chronic that could have really got on you.
Yeah, and I'm stubborn too. I don't like changing my norms.
Well, it's good to know because if it's happening in your car, it could happen to other ones. So when people start feeling that, you at least know, hey, if you guys aren't feeling good, we need to at least check it out.
It's funny you said that too, because we have a massive fleet, as you all know. We have 565 deputy sheriffs, but we have a massive fleet, and other deputies have said, what were the signs and symptoms? And one of my captains, actually commanders, he said, hey, I got a cigarette smoke in my brand new truck. Yeah. I'm like, it's a leak somewhere. Go get it in, because I kept smelling that cigarette smoke. And I'm not a smoker at all. Kendall's not a smoker, of course. And I kept smelling like, what the heck? It just couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was something in the, the cabin filter. So Bozar was awesome. Ford kept looking at it, and finally when they peeled it back, they noticed what it was. So we moved on from there. Yeah. So on that topic, of course, as you know, we enforce traffic laws in St. Johns County. Yesterday, one of our public service assistants were hit up by Stokes Landing. So that was the big traffic backup on US 1. He was actually directing traffic and was actually clipped by a car that was not paying attention to our traffic direction. He's good. He just got some bumps and bruises, a former FBI guy who's just working a part-time job to stay busy. So he's doing good. And then after that, we had 3 additional traffic crashes behind that up at Stokes Landing because everybody's in a rush. Yeah. They don't pay attention. They're too distracted with their phones and their radios and whatever else they got going on, their computers and their cars now. So we are very, very heavy on enforcing traffic enforcement. And I know you all have had some questions about, the immigration stuff. Well, that just comes along with enforcing traffic. You're going to get things like So I think we had talked about this before, but there's a thing called the IAQ, and an IAQ is an immigration alien query. So just a quick example, if we were to pull either one of you over for just a simple violation of the law, we pull you over, we run your driver's license in the system saying you have a driver's license. And when we run your driver's license, it automatically checks for what they call wants and warrants on the Florida system and the national system. The national system is called NCIC, and the Florida system is called FCIC, Florida Crime Information Center, or National Crime Information Center. It also checks your driver's license, your driver's history, like we just talked about a minute ago with this guy this morning. And basically, during that same check, it also runs what they call IAQ, which is the Immigration Alien Query. Well, during the IAQ now, just because the system is being updated so much because of the current administration up in Washington, D.C., it will tell you that, Troy has a deportation order in place. It's not a criminal offense on our end, but it also alerts the system that Troy is in the IAQ system, in the wanted system for the federal government for maybe a asylum, a court date that he or she missed. And we'll just stay on Troy for this. So it does say Troy missed an asylum court date where he's trying to stay in America. So he can legally stay in America, but he missed his asylum court date. Now he has an extradition to get out of America because he failed to come and prove why he or she wants to stay in America. So anyway, so we're just getting a lot of those. So since we really started tracking this, out of the people we arrest people. And once you get arrested, you go to our jail, your fingerprints are run, your photo is run, and then we take pictures of your tattoos. So you're in the system now legally under Florida state law for committing a traffic law violation. So this is what's happening now. We pull you over. We're very, very heavy on 95 right now because we're trying to save people's lives out there, which we can talk about in a minute. Anyways, we pull Troy over on 90 State 95 for speeding, in a 70-mile-an-hour zone. We pull Troy over, we go up to his window, and Troy says, I don't have a driver's license. And then Troy gives us a Honduras passport. Well, that's not a driver's license. We run you through the system. You have now unlawfully committed a crime in the state of Florida, meaning you are unlawfully driving. Well, if you are not in the system at all, you've got to go to our jail to get in the system. I'm not a fan of, we just cut you loose roadside with not having a valid driver's license. You drive 10 miles away and hit some innocent family going to Disney World, for God's sakes. And who's held accountable and liable?
It's you guys.
Nobody. That's right. So you go to our county jail, you get a bond, but then you're run through the system again, just like I told you. And unfortunately, during that system, since January 23rd, we started tracking the IAQs, which you're run again in my jail. And then out of that, the federal system has 48 hours to come get you. So let's say there's a hold on you for Customs and Border Patrol because of what I just said a minute ago, asylum, failed to appear for an asylum court hearing. You will stay in our St. Johns County jail. You can bond out on the criminal charge. Let's say the bond is $500 for no driver's license. You can bond out, but you're technically on hold for the federal government for 48 hours. Let's say it's 49 hours. We have to release you by law at 48. Well, they're coming and getting you right now because of the current administration. So our little sheriff's office here has Customs and Border Patrol have come down and picked up over 220 people since January 23rd, just from my jail, not roadside. Those numbers are not roadside. That's an additional number. 223 out of my jail that have qualified for deportation, just out of St. Johns County. So we per capita are leading the state of Florida because we're so aggressive with traffic enforcement, not immigration enforcement.
I-95 is
yes, sir.
just where
yes, sir. You're absolutely right.
Majority of it's happening.
Correct.
So, all right. And we talked about the jail quite a bit, and this is probably the question we get the most because we pulled it off of our app with the jail log and
the photos.
The photos.
Yeah.
And you removed that. Where does that stand? And because that's the one probably I ask the sheriff about that.
Sure. Yeah. So as you know, we pulled the photos down months ago, and I won't beat a dead horse per se, but it was basically because of the scams going on and creating additional victims of crimes based on people being in jail, whether it be scams against their family, friends, or even the local bondsmen were being scammed. Basically, we're false, bondsmen were being actually victimizing our local bondsmen. Anyway, so since that process, we have a contract with a group called Smart Cop. Smart Cop runs our JMS, which is basically our jail management system. It's like pulling teeth because their specialty is really patrol. However, they run our jail management system too as well, meaning software stuff. So they are trying to figure out how do we not violate the contract and pay additional money. It's not a lot of money to fix this. It's just how we're going to fix it. So the jail photos right now to this day, and this was a heated discussion, not to say heated. I spoke very candidly in front of the county commission about, people being victimized. And this isn't about entertainment. This is about, protecting people's rights, whether in my jail or it's a family member or just an innocent victim. So right now the process is we are waiting for Smart Cop to give us a product to approve. And what the way the Florida law reads right now is you have to have access to the jail booking photos and a person's name and what they're arrested for and what agency arrested them. Besides that, there's no law. What the law actually says, though, is access to the photo means the two of you could call in today and say, I want to make a records request for Bob Smith that was arrested yesterday. We, by law, can actually fill that request out for you. It's no different. The only thing we had before was you can go online and see the request right now. You can see the photo now as opposed to requesting it. So as we speak today, just to clarify, we're waiting on our software company, which is Smart Cop, to get back and say, this is the product, we'll approve it. It's just a little bit slower because it's a jail management system and not a law enforcement records management system. So that's where we're at. So we should see something here in the very, very near future. The only thing is when it comes back up, you'll just see Troy Blevins, no valid driver's license, arrested last night, time. And then you're like, is that the Troy Blevins that I know? I don't know. Well, now you log on to St. John's County.
My name's Samuel, so we're good.
Good, even better. So you log on
there was a Troy Blevins arrested once here, and he was a year younger than me.
We're like, that's him.
And everybody thought it was me.
Finally.
It was really close, and I was like, no, I'm Samuel.
So in that same example, Troy Blevins was in the log. You'll see it every day. Troy Blevins was arrested last night at 1:00. You're like, oh my God, is that the Troy I know? Great example. And then you actually send a request in through GovQA, and then GovQA responds. That's our records management system. They respond back to you. This is the booking photo you request. You're like, okay, that's not the Troy Blevins I know.
Yeah. So and when I was a boss of hundreds of people, now I'm a boss of a handful of people. When someone didn't show up for work, we would go there. It was 350.
My husband managed restaurants. If someone didn't show up for shift, they were looking at the jail log.
We would go there. And that's just one of the things.
The names will be there. So when we fire this thing back up here in the very near future, names will be there, charge will be there. We pulled the addresses off years ago when I became your sheriff. You know why we did that. People were using bogus addresses, and we can't validate or verify. And hardly anybody has the legit license and address on their driver's license. So you'll see the name, you'll see the charge, you'll see the date and time of arrest, you'll see the bond amount, and then after that you'll have to go and call in for now and see if that photo matches the person you're looking for. So
if people want to see those photos, they just have to file a request
today.
Okay.
Today.
File a request.
Okay.
I have two things that I really want to get
Please.
to. One is the kidnapping, but I don't want to talk about that right now. I want to hold on to that one. Night lights is a hot topic. I sit on the TDC board.
Yes, sir.
We got a big meeting on Monday about the TDC and the allocations of where it's going. In my opinion, with the traffic, you guys, you talked about a PSA earlier. You guys do a great job with traffic.
Yep.
When I started the amphitheater, the deal was the city handled inside.
Yep.
You guys handled the traffic on the street.
To this day.
Even though it's still in place today.
Yep.
I would love to see that be a part of the conversation. Has that conversation happened yet with the sheriff department? Because in my opinion, I want the city. You have way more officers and PSA. I don't even know if they have PSA.
They do not. They use ours.
That would make the most sense to me. Have you been invited into that conversation to handle the traffic? Because I think traffic is, it's one of the biggest components, if not the biggest component, of how we can manage night lights best.
So first of all, I'm in constant communication. I say constant. The city manager has my cell phone. I have his cell phone. They reach out to me when needed. After this kind of came to a head basically recently, the chief of police did reach out to me and did an official mutual aid request. Okay. But in the mutual aid request, she simply requested, her and her team requested additional deputy sheriffs to assist in patrolling the downtown area. So we have not been into the traffic management part. Yes, we sit in there, but the city presents the traffic management part. We were in cooperation and collaboration with them for 4th of July. They had some things in place that we were going to recommend very similar to what they did. There were some additional things that we thought we could do a little bit better with traffic. I'm not saying we're any better than them, but there's some things that we thought we could do better as far as like closing some areas down during the peak hours. So the chief did a mutual aid request. City manager, of course, was aware of that. In the mutual aid request, it was 10 additional deputy sheriff on just peak nights and peak hours. So it's not every day. I can't remember the exact days, but of course I'll give it to you as something to hide. So we'll fill that spot with deputy sheriffs from the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office, with the city paying them. I don't believe it's time and a half. I believe they're paying them like off-duty rate, basically, which helps us out, to be honest with you. The thing is that the request was a marked patrol car and was a uniformed deputy sheriff. So it can't be a civilian, basically, that works like PSA. It can't be a PSA. However, there is some PSAs that will work, some of them, if it is a traffic control position. But as far as the planning of the traffic management and control, we have not, to my knowledge, sat in those meetings. No, sir.
All right. I can tell you Monday I'm going to suggest it.
I don't think you're the only one that's going to suggest it. It's been brought up numerous times.
But I mean, it's working at the amphitheater.
Yes.
Okay. They're inside you, and it allows them to have resources to do the law enforcement side of it. It's working at the amphitheater. You have a great team over there, and it's working at the players.
Yep.
And that's mostly you guys that are handling that traffic. So that's, they're asking for $1.2 million.
Yep.
So I mean,
saw that. Yeah.
It's not like they're asking for a couple bucks.
Right.
So I mean, I think the bank has certain requests when you ask for $1 million.
Makes sense. Sure.
I think the bank. I think I can ask those requests because I've seen it happen. I've been here a couple weeks. So I think that's. But I just wanted to see if it's already in place before I even asked that question.
No, I mean, and even like, the 4th of July, we brought out our unified command center, which you saw, which was our big, our big bus basically that runs a unified command center there. And there was some city employees in there. The assistant chief of the fire department, Chris Bassetti, was in there. I don't recall seeing, besides, the deputy sheriff and the police officers working downtown. So, I mean, we're just a request their way, but also too, even though the Florida Constitution says that, and don't take this the wrong way, it's not me being arrogant, but the Florida Constitution says the ultimate law enforcement power for us is the sheriff for the county. So let's just say the city of St. Augustine were, defunct, tomorrow, whatever reason, we have to provide law enforcement services. Yeah. So with that overall view, again, I mean, we dump out TPC, we dump out the AMP. TPC, as you know, is thousands and thousands of people based on weather per day, and we dump it out. And again, I know these are all unique areas, but also too, we're there to help. But if I'm not mistaken, too, out of that request, it's around $200,000 if you do the math at the $55 or $65 an hour rate for my off-duty deputy sheriffs. I think we had requested they pay for that, but I want to say it was around 152. I can't remember. Around 200,000. We'll just use that number. But also too, but on top of that, I was asked by a resident, I won't say her name out loud, but you know her very well. But she's like, "What about the helicopter? What about the boat?" We already do that stuff every single day. Yeah. We already have a partnership with our detectives. We're not going to nickel and dime the city. They pay for dispatching already. That was an agreement we made when I became the sheriff, and Gemma Show was at her wit's end with, "I don't have enough dispatchers. Please help us." And now we'll never go back there. I mean, because now we dispatch better. So,
your facility is amazing.
Yeah, you've been out there too.
I don't know if you've ever been out there.
Please come out there.
I mean, it would be I don't know if you allow the children in there.
Would love to.
She has a homeschool group.
Love to.
That would be amazing.
Too easy
to them to see. It's
anytime.
It's incredible. You'll leave there feeling safer. I can tell you that.
Yeah,
awesome.
Absolutely. Well, I will tell you this too, and you've been out there, Troy, but there's a little bit more than presence that we do together with the city of St. Augustine, and all the stuff that we have is theirs too as well. So we do a lot of technology-based policing, and we're proud of that. And St. Augustine City Police Department has access to those measures. So we're going to move some technology-based policing, of course, in the area down there to assist. As you know, we're trying to access additional cameras in the historic city down there. They are putting some new camera systems up, which we highly recommend, of course, after that arson case at the Pirate Museum. We can do better with the city chipping in some technology that we can help police if God forbid. But Troy, you remember this last year, your other half, of course, and my wife were downtown and went upstairs, of course, in the old bank building down there. And people were just no respect for anything. They were just crossing St. George, or crossing Cathedral Place. It's a mess. They did do better. I flew over it in the helicopter. I did walk down there this year with the pedestrian or the cattle, fences basically down Cathedral. And we have to force them to the controlled pedestrian crosswalks. And I think that will stop a lot of,
But it takes manpower.
It takes manpower.
And what the problem I had was the blinking lights in front of in front of the Hilton in those two areas there. They're blinking lights. And once people start, they just keep walking.
They don't
keep
stop.
Walking and keep walking.
Yeah.
And then that traffic is completely bottlenecked.
Yep.
And in those areas, I understand we're getting a traffic light, but we're still going to need body. We need the PSA that we need
a person that can physically stop them and say, hang tight.
Okay, stop right here. And we need those bodies in place. And to me, that is the key to keep things moving. Because I'm scared to death what's going to happen when King Street closes.
Have to agree with that. It's going to be a three-ring circus. It is.
Malaga Street.
It can't handle it.
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to handle that.
It can't.
And I think it's going to flow over to my street.
And especially when college is back in session too.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's their major dormitory now.
Yeah,
yeah.
In their parking garage.
So I mean, I'm majorly concerned about that. But we'll talk more about that next month after.
Sure. Well, I think also too, you need to mention too that in front of your Hilton, if they did the same concept, meaning that if they put those pedestrian, again, those cattle fences all the way down the median, and push them through one or two controlled pedestrian crossovers, then people won't jump across wherever they want to. Yeah. So we recommended that we push them all to the one that's probably closest to the Hilton right there, and let that be controlled by human beings. Yeah. And now you force them down
to get the vendors off of that street.
Have to agree with you.
Which is wonderful.
That was the best thing they ever did, especially the guy with the big truck that was all plexiglass.
It was horrible. Yeah. It was horrible.
All the light things.
So, I have one more question before we get to the kidnapping. Because you run a jail.
Yeah.
All right, and there's a lot of buzz. A lot of buzz about Alcatraz.
Yes, sir.
Whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Have you put your eyes on what that looks like, and what are some of your thoughts of that? I mean, it seems very cost effective to me.
Yep.
But as a person who's running a jail,
right,
I like to get your insight on what's happening here in Florida with that and the buzz it's creating.
So as you know, Tallahassee has put a hold on Camp Blanding for site number 2. That was in the media, I think, today and yesterday or the last couple of days. So that's probably a good thing with the governor and his staff saying, okay, hold on, let's actually see what goes on.
I kind of like the concept, but I was like, there's always something that's missing, and you have experience.
Right.
So I was like, okay, when I get him in here, I'm going to ask him this question. What's out there that could?
So first of all, I'm taking a trip down there. So I'm the chairman of the Florida Model Jail Standards, which regulates all 67 counties jails in the state of Florida. That came into law just a couple of years ago, signed by Governor DeSantis. So it gave us some teeth on unannounced inspections of all jails in the state of Florida that are run by the counties, whether it's the sheriff or the 9 that are run by the Board of County Commissioners across the state of Florida. So I am the chair of the Florida Model Jail Standards, and I just became a board member of the Florida Foundation for Correctional Excellence, which is kind of the oversight for the Department of Corrections. So myself and my team are going to take a trip down there to kind of just see for ourselves, because I want to be able to speak intelligently when I speak in front of, whether it be the Senate or the House or of course on the federal side or the state side, and be able to speak intelligently as the chairman, saying we've been down there and this is what I saw with my own eyes, as opposed to what the red saw and what the blue saw. I want to see what I see for myself. So I'm actually heading down there in the very, very near future with my team out of Tallahassee to see it firsthand and walk through. I think it was a genius idea, and this is why, and I hope people don't take this the wrong way. If we don't house them there, we're going to be forced to house them in our jail here. Mm-hmm. And what I can't have is, if I have a person that's in my jail that does not have a criminal charge, they're treated worse. I'd say treated worse. They're treated just like a juvenile or a female. They can have no sight, sound, contact with my people that are in there for a criminal charge. You want to talk about a 3-ring circus nightmare, it would be a nightmare. In a perfect world, if the government were to reach out to me saying, Sheriff, can you please house some people for 48 hours, 72 hours, I would say yes. I'll put them over in the work release center. It's a separate building. Right now, we're physically doing a separation in the middle of the building, which will give me 50 on one side and 50 on the other side. Right now, it's kind of an open bay concept with about 100 people in there. I can't have it. It's a no mix policy. So the Alligator Alcatraz, I'll just call it the AA, just make it easy. But AA actually opened for us to help us out to alleviate sheriffs being stuck, per se, with civil infractions, which is deportation orders in a county-run jail, which is run by your tax dollars. So I'm a fan of this because Chrome is overloaded. Baker is overloaded. And those two facilities have been up and running for years. Call your county sheriff's office. I believe Hernando County Sheriff's Office, Duval and Clay were the only other sheriff's office that could hold these people on these deportation orders way before the presidential change. So we needed some assistance if we're going to enforce this with
So it
you.
was already needed.
Correct.
Before it
Yes, sir.
amped up.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, too, there's only 2 federal judges in the state of Florida that do deportation only, pre-Trump. So this is pre-Trump. Well, nothing has really changed as far as except for the numbers, the demand on now. You got all these people in custody. Okay, now how are we going to get them in front of a federal judge and get there? Either they deport or they go back to where they came from, per se. So I support the concept.
Okay, yeah, and the concept makes sense to me. I
Sure.
love being able to save taxpayers money, but I just didn't know. Good ideas aren't always good.
Genius location for me.
Yeah.
They didn't, and I had to laugh, like, you're destroying the Everglades. The airfield has been there since the 80s, I believe, or something like that. It just hasn't been really used. But what better place to put it where it's not around any neighborhoods?
Yeah.
I mean, the alligators and the snakes. I mean, I'm a hunter, I'm a fisher. My wife is Native American. I mean, I could walk the Everglades right now and you probably won't see anything. I mean, so to scare somebody that the alligator is going to eat them on the way out of there, I'm probably not going to see that, to be honest with you.
But the fear in their head.
Yeah, you're right.
You and I grew
I
up
have
in
friends
Florida.
in Arizona.
You and I grew up in Florida.
You're right, yeah.
The people that are visiting there didn't grow up in Florida.
Yeah.
I have a question about the process because, I have some acquaintances that are gone now, and they go to Houston or they go to Atlanta.
Yep.
Do we not have a place in Florida? I mean,
Sure.
Is that what it is? Because everyone I've heard of, they either went to Houston or Atlanta.
Yeah.
That's left Florida.
So some of that is correct and some of it's not. It's based on this, I'll call it severity, probably is the best word to use, based on their deportation orders and platform, basically, of what they're there for. So, us out of here, we've had shipments. So we have a processing station right in Jacksonville for Customs and Border Patrol. So Customs and Border Patrol today can go down to our deputy sheriff on a traffic stop, and you two are wanted for deportation, and pick the 2 of you up and take you away from us and go back to the processing station in Jacksonville. And most of them go to Baker County, or they'll get shipped to Chrome, which is in South Florida.
Okay.
So unfortunately, what's happening too is because of, let's just say, Texas or Atlanta has, maybe shipping is not the right word to use, but they're going to ship back to those countries earlier. They may go back to those those states because the shipping is quicker. Back to those, let's say Venezuela is running out of Atlanta as opposed to Chrome. So they can go back to Atlanta, and the judges there are speeding the cases up because there's like 6 judges there as opposed to 2 down here. So again, it's just the process is being speeded up based on where they can be shipped
And
to.
I'm talking from a very small group. I mean, there's
Sure.
4 people that I know, and 2 went to Atlanta and 2 went to Houston.
We got some getting shipped right out of here back to their country, not here, in the state of Florida, getting shipped back to their country.
That was kind of my question. It seems like, why would they go north to go?
It just depends on where they're heading to, the ending goal, or where the cases are moving forward faster for that, I'll call it a charge, but for that civil deportation infraction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And the hot topic of this week, and I'm sure you have media over at your place talking about this right now. The young lady who was nearly kidnapped.
Yeah.
Out of the store.
Yes, sir.
Can we talk about that case? Because I mean, I understand he was out on probation.
Oh my God, this guy's a wreck out of Jacksonville. Yeah, this case unfolded by, honestly, the grace of God, and I hope no one takes it the wrong way, but sometimes it's just it's divine intervention. I'll be honest with you. Otherwise, this would be a bad day for her. But anyway, so and this whole thing kind of unraveled. I believe it was a Sunday. But we have a lot of law enforcement work in our beach patrol. Of course, we have a lot of partnerships with FWC, which is I'm going to talk about in this incident by itself. So, anyways, of course, this guy here is in a stolen vehicle. He's a convict. He's a criminal, and survivability is his goal. Basically, walks into this smoke shop, vape shop, basically, and starts stealing stuff. And this young lady, young girl, and I'll leave her name off. She's protected by law. However, she is going to go live today on some national medias to talk about what she did. She did it exactly right. Otherwise, who knows where she'd be today. So anyway, of course he walks in there and starts stealing stuff, and she confronts him. Basically, you got the wrong person. You're not going to steal at my shop. And she confronts him basically, and it goes south from there. Of course, the video we posted online, he drags her out of the store. I mean, this is a violent. I'm not an attempted kidnapping, by the way. This is kidnapping.
Yeah.
The only thing he restrained her all the way. And as you saw in the video, I mean,
he's got it up on the
video.
So
as you can see, it's kind of desolate too. So she's on 206. The shop stop is right off 206 by the subway there. There's nobody in the parking lot. I mean, she's screaming. I usually hate the word bloody murder, but she is screaming for her life. If you can kind of see in that video, I mean, he almost gets her all the way in the truck. And and then chases her back all the way into the store where he kind of figures out that this is going south pretty quick. So the screaming for me, it's horrible in there. But again, she fights her attacker. She doesn't give in. I mean, because the ultimate goal is for her to break free, which is exactly what she did. So he eventually gets on State Road 206. By the grace of God, 2 FWC officers, Megan and Thomas, happen to be out there just on patrol. Well, he's driving like an idiot in that same vehicle, which is stolen out of Jacksonville, and they end up trying to pull him over. He first complies, and then it turns into a pursuit. Their pursuit policy, again, their Fish and Wildlife is their primary responsibility, but they decided to pursue. And we're very lenient on our policy. You run in St. Johns County, we're going to put you in a ditch pretty quick. But anyway, so by the grace of God, again, now our be on the lookout for that vehicle is coming out. At the same time that FWC has no clue what they're pulling over or trying to pull over.
So they didn't hear it.
They can't hear our radio channels. We can't hear them. They just saw him
driving
driving like an idiot. And they could have easily, by the way, these two.
How fortunate is that?
But I'm telling you, it's divine intervention. And they again initiate their traffic stop. Well, in the meantime, we're all talking, meaning that the agencies start talking, going, FWC is in pursuit of a vehicle that matches our description on that video. It just all happens together. Of course, and I call it the cavalry, but the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office cavalry is coming, especially when you see that horrific video.
Yeah.
I mean, it's terrible. A legit kidnapping in my mind. Again, we all get together, we pull the vehicle over, we stop the vehicle, and then find out that he's on this crime spree.
Wasn't there a third party that actually called 911?
Correct, yes, sir.
And heard her screaming. And
yes,
and said,
okay, there's another girl in the store at the same time.
Oh,
okay.
Yes,
okay.
she was right in the same area at the same time. Okay. That's why the other 911 call is another party in the store, because she's being dragged out.
Yeah.
She can't call anything.
Yeah.
The other girl makes the phone call.
Okay.
Yep.
I didn't know where that other call had come
where
from.
it
So
came
it was
from.
somebody else in the store.
Yeah, I cut you off, Blake.
And then Sheriff. I do want to ask about the security camera though. So was that business part of the Connect St. John's program that you have as well? Like where we ask like businesses and homeowners to send like security camera footage over. Was that business part of the Connect St. John's program?
That's a great question. I don't have an answer for you, but I know we got the feed very, very quickly from that business because it was basically put out, to all of our deputy sheriffs not too far after. So that's a good question, Blake. I don't know, but I will find out for you. We can post it back on your platforms out there. That's a great question. Yep.
We have a question from the audience about why FWC doesn't hear the police radio. Is there a reason why those radios are separate?
Yeah, I hate the fact that I've been the sheriff here, as you know, almost four and a half years now, and I've tried to get a link. We can patch through to their radio system, but they're on a different 800 megahertz. They're like on the old version, 800 megahertz, and us and the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office are on a new version, the 800 megahertz. So our radios basically bounce off cell towers. Theirs bounce off regular radio towers. So it's hard to, you can merge us up once we know what's going on with each other. But yeah, it's a flaw in the system, but we are doing it probably the best in the state of Florida we can immediately connect us together once we know what's kind of going on. And this is something now that because of this case, I reached out to the executive director, phenomenal man, Mr. Young, Executive Director Young. We got to do better as state and local agencies. I don't want to babysit where your officers are at. Yeah. I just want to keep an eye on your officer at, because it's so dangerous when a trooper does a traffic stop or an FWC officer does a traffic stop and we have no clue where the hell they're at until they reach out screaming for bloody murder on their dispatcher, which is in Jacksonville, who contacts our dispatcher in St. Johns County. Time is ticking.
Yeah.
And we got to be better at this as law enforcement.
Don't you have a training program for women, and how do women get involved in that?
Sure.
Because she did everything right.
She did it right. She's alive today because she
cost her life if she didn't do exactly what she did.
Yep.
But you have a training program that you offer to residents and this. What is that called, and how do women get involved in that?
Sure. First of all, too, you all have access to this video, so please watch it on your own time. But if you just look at it a little bit closer and you look at basically the void and where the truck door is open and through his windshield, she's taken. I mean, she is taken, but she fights back in that door frame of the A and B pillar in the door frame. But if you look in that video, she is taken. So that's part of the stuff that we actually teach in our what we call WAVE, Women Against Violent Encounters. This was a WAC class back in the day called WAC, Women Against Violent Attacks, or Women Against Crime. Back in the day, I'm talking in the 90s when we taught it at St. Augustine City PD, and I was part of that program. So again, it's confidence building. It's you come out with confidence, and you can see, you put your phone down where you're walking out. But then we teach you basic skills to fight your attacker off. But the goal is to never get in that situation, because you're watching your surroundings. You feel confidence the way you walk. So if you go to our website, if you don't mind, of course, Troy, and we'll just post it for us on 904, which is our WAVE class. It's free for St. Johns County residents. Their priority. We do it in groups. We do it in mom and daughter teams. We do it in businesses. So please reach out and sign up, and we would love to come and teach you our Women Against Violent Encounters. And we kind of, it's a la carte. So we kind of teach what, as far as you want to go, but it involves some hands-on, where we grab you, of course, a controlled environment, and teach you ways to fend off your attacker. But again, it's building the confidence and putting your cell phone away, paying attention to your surroundings when you're walking out of a store. And she did a phenomenal job. And I get to meet her this morning because she's a hero in my mind, because she would have been a victim if she didn't fight back her attacker. And I know it's dangerous, but what do you have to lose?
Yeah,
a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
A lot. If you just give in,
a completely different way.
Sure.
So she's a hero. She saved her own life.
I'm meeting her again. Her name is protected, but she's going nationally live this morning from my office in our studio with some national media attention, because she wants to tell people to take our class, fight back, pay attention to your surroundings, scream. But as you saw in the video, there's nobody around. It's a very he picked that area on purpose. He knows that there was nothing around there. Yeah.
So anything we left off, because we actually have to pay some more bills.
Oh, yeah. No. Perfect timing. So I'm actually heading back across street to meet her, too. But no, we appreciate everything. And we tell people, too, just please do your back planning properly. The old days of driving from, one end of St. Johns County to the other, and, 10 minutes is over with. So do your proper back planning. Please slow down. We are traffic heavy enforcement. We're just trying to save people's lives. But if you see something, say something. Don't be afraid to call us. You're not bothering us. That's our job. But we appreciate the way you treat my deputy sheriffs. We have so much support, and we appreciate you. We appreciate you putting out clear, concise, factual information, allowing me to be on here. So thank you, and God bless.
I just had an encounter with your non-emergency line where I was driving. I saw someone who looked like they were in distress on the side of the road. Called your non-emergency line. They were amazing. They were very responsive to help that person.
Yep.
So that was very good experience.
Don't hesitate to call us. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, and same with you. If you need to get something out, let us know. We'll get it out there. You and I talk pretty regularly.
We do, yes, sir.
So we appreciate your friendship and appreciate what you do for everyone in our community. So.
Yep. Thank you very much, and have a great day, and thank you for your support as always.
We'll have you back in next month.
Well, I'll bring my lovely bride. If you give me a head, you might have to text her, Troy. I think she listens to you a little better than me. She's like, you sure you told me? I'm like, no, but Troy can tell you next time.
Yeah, I will not leave the invitation just for you to handle.
Yeah, put the beeper on, remember, because she gets a little rowdy.
And Maeve, you and Kendall a little more than you, is Maeve's two favorite people. Sorry, Amanda.
We love that. Kendall loves that May. I'm telling you, that May is so beautiful, man. She's beautiful. But Kendall, I'm so proud of her. I'm just so blessed in life. We celebrated 34 years of marriage last weekend, and so blessed in life to have a partner in life like that stood by my side during some difficult times too as well. Yeah. But again, we can see the sunset there over a couple more terms of being your sheriff. But truly blessed to be in the position I'm in today with a beautiful bride by my side. Yep, that's awesome. Yeah, thank y'all. Have a great day. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so check out the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office website for that WAVE program.
Yeah, we're going to put it on.
Sign up.
We're going to put it in the links here, and we'll put it on our 904 Now Facebook page also.
Okay, awesome. And I definitely want to sign up for that with my daughter, and I teach teenage girls, and my daughter's in class with teenage girls. I'm going to see what I can do about getting all of us through that WAVE program, because that is a scary situation, and we need to be able to save ourselves.
You're right. Now we're going to zoom through these.
All right.
And get people.
I can talk
because their gas report. I know people are waiting just to hear the gas report.
Absolutely.
So, and Tim, I haven't seen you.
Right. Get ready for the playback speed adjust, because I'm going to go fast. Gas Buddy gas report. Tell us in the comments what gas prices are looking like in your area. We got Circle K is at $274. Sunoco on North Ponce is at $282. Mobile and Circle K on South Ponce de Leon Boulevard is at $284. Owens on South Ponce is $284. Shell at 146 King Street is at $284. A18 Discount Beverage on Anastasia Boulevard is at $289. Shell on Ponce de Leon Boulevard is $309. Sunoco on South Ponce is at $309. Gate on Mizell Road is $317. Gate at US 1 North is $319. That Gas Buddy Gas Report is brought to you by Chris Lucero Bail Bonds. Trouble with the law? Call the name St. Augustine has trusted for years. Chris Lucero Bail Bonds, available 24/7. Their experienced and compassionate team works fast to get you or your loved one out of jail and back home. From paperwork to release, they make the process simple, discreet, and stress-free. No judgment, just help when you need it most. When time matters, remember the name and the number. Chris Lucero Bail Bonds at 904-822-BAIL. That's 904-822-2245. Live music today. We've got Jim Lamb at Milltop Tavern at noon. Smoke and Joe Showers at Trade Winds Lounge at 1 o'clock. Reggie Starretts at Milltop Tavern at 4:30. Vinny Jacobs is at Guy Harvey Resort at 5. Carpetbaggers at Hurricane Grill and Wings. I'm getting the time out.
Yep. I realized I originally thought I updated it, but it turns out this was yesterday. So stop reading it.
All right.
Yeah. So
everything I just said was wrong. Look at the
this
look at the
is what
screen.
you missed last night.
All right.
That almost music report was brought
That
to us by-
almost music report is brought to you by Fidus Roofing. When it comes to protecting your home, trust Fidus Roofing and Construction. Voted best of St. Augustine every year since 2012. As a GAF Master Elite contractor, Fidus installs the GAF Lifetime Roofing System and expert metal roofs built to withstand Florida's toughest weather. From emergency repairs to full replacements, plus pavers and gutters, Fidus delivers quality, durability, and energy savings with every job. For Fidus Roofing, call 904-355-ROOF. That's 904-355-7663. Fidus Roofing, where trust is built from the top down. All right. We got a comments report?
All right. I'm going to thunder through the thoughts of our tribe
All right.
on this Thursday.
That thunderous tribe something or other. Brought to you by BNS Signs. Want your business to get noticed and stay that way? Turn to BNS Signs, proudly family-owned and serving St. Augustine for over 50 years. From bold vinyl lettering to towering pylon signs, they specialize in high-quality custom signage built to last. Their expert team handles everything: design, installation, crane service, repairs, and maintenance with fast, responsive service that keeps your sign looking sharp. Make a lasting impression with BNS Signs. Visit bnssigns.com, because when it comes to signs, they do it all. Also, St. Augustine Handy House. Need a customer prefab portable building that's built to last? Come to St. Augustine Handy House, proudly owned by Troy Usina Enterprises and serving the community since 1988. With over 70 structures in stock, from sheds and barns to carports and offices, you'll find a perfect fit for your needs. Every building includes free delivery, leveling, and anchoring, plus easy financing options. This July, when you purchase a Handy House, $100 will be donated to Unity Outreach of St. Augustine, helping provide mammograms and support for breast cancer patients right here in our community. Visit them on State Road 16, open Monday through Saturday, or call 904-823-9092. St. Augustine Handy House, where quality meets convenience and community matters. Troy, comments report.
All right, Joy, thank you for giving us some of the gas reports. So BP, Speedway, and Wawa at Lewis at 7:30 this morning was at 319. Don't know where Tim is, so I can't tell you the Costco price. I'm going to say it's staying at 257. All right, and Enes, hopefully I'm saying your name right. We will put that link on our individual page for that class, and if people would stay with the 904 Now Facebook page, and we'll put that out there. Also, thank you for all the great comments. People engaged with the sheriff. We do have the best sheriff. I mean, he is the best sheriff, and we appreciate him coming in. And
Absolutely. Start him stat.
Start him stat. All right. I actually have this start stat. 1967.
All right.
It's a great year. 1967.
Maybe your birth year.
Maybe. But Jimi Hendrix was on tour with the Monkees.
With the Monkees?
With the Monkees. He was opening for the Monkees, and his first show was in Jacksonville on July 8th. He only ended up doing 8 shows with the Monkees.
Yeah. That doesn't seem like a natural fit.
It wasn't a natural fit. And what it was is Michael Nesmith from the Monkees heard him, and this is when Hendrix, before Hendrix, obviously he's opening for the Monkees, so he's not who he ended up being. Heard him in London. They all fell in love with him. Peter Tork, Mickey Dolenz and Davey all fell in love with him. He was like, oh man, he's awesome. So they put him on the tour, not thinking it doesn't really match up with the tour.
We love him, but maybe your audience doesn't.
and the cool thing is Michael Nesmith, and this is the story, how he ended up on the tour. Michael Nesmith was hanging out with Paul and John from the Beatles and Eric Clapton. And they're listening to a tape of this guy. And he's like, oh man, we need this guy on our tour. It was a horrible idea. It was a horrible idea. And he was only on the tour for 8 shows. But this is the day he said, yeah, I'm done. Jimi Hendrix, like, I'm not going to. They're chanting, we want Davey. And
love you, mean it.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. So
I get that.
This was the day Jimi Hendrix left the Monkees tour.
The TV show kind of fake band gave Jimi Hendrix his first tour start.
Pretty much.
All right.
Pretty much.
Why not?
Okay, and it was because, and it wasn't like, it was because they loved him.
Yeah.
And they saw his greatness that they put him on the tour, but it just didn't match.
Yeah.
The
hey, we're the Monkees crowd wasn't so into Watchtower.
Yeah, they weren't believers.
That Start of Stat brought to you by St. Augie's Pizza in downtown St. Augustine, right at the corner of Iberia and MLK. Get yourself a slice today. Wait, it's Thursday. Go and listen to live music at Ben 39. Ben 39 is amazing. Say I'll have what Irving's having. Plugs, right?
All right, plugs. Amazing Bollocks tonight. We have the comeback of Mr. Michael Allen Davis coming back to the network, maybe just for one time. We don't know.
Brief suspension in his retirement.
But and we're gonna do trivia, and he's gonna have to be on the trivia
I wasn't
side.
invited.
You are invited. You are invited if you want to come in and kick his ass in trivia.
I might have to come.
Yeah. So Mike Davis is in studio with us today, so we're excited to have him back on air.
We might have to have a this evening reunion tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to do that. Don't forget to like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, subscribe to YouTube, and Rumble. Bollocks tonight. Bye-bye.